Hey guys, I'm Kevin Streelman. You're watching Breaking Par.
I'm Dolph May with Troon.
I'm Spencer Tatum with THP.
I'm Brady Wilson at Auction Southern Dunes Golf Club.
I'm Steve Rosen with the Indian Wells Golf Resort.
Hi, I'm Terry Harnage from Cobblestone Golf Course here in Acworth, Georgia.
And you're watching Breaking Par.
Breaking Par.
Breaking Par.
Breaking Par.
Breaking Par.
Breaking Par. It's a tremendous show.
How you doing? I'm Justin York, professional tour caddy, and you're watching Breaking Par.
The return to glory.
Golf. The go-to for the guys, the girls, the groups, the galleries. But the course landscape has changed. Because of COVID-19, no more crowds, partners, or bag drops. But fear not. Golf's always been defined as an endless series of tragedies. Overcoming challenges is what this game's all about. So what's going on? Much of the globe is or was under lockdown. The only way to deter people from getting sick from the novel coronavirus is to keep them apart. Not a tough task for the golf world. As we all know, outside of sharing a golf cart, golf's not exactly a contact sport, and its economic impact keeps many people afloat, which is partly why courses in some states were dubbed essential businesses.
Moments ago, I signed an executive order directing Arizonans to stay home, except to conduct or participate in essential activities or essential services.
People in media are also considered essential, labeled essential workers. So we went to work to find out if the game's any different, visited some of our favorite courses, and got a pulse on the industry. Take Quintero, for instance, one of the most elite courses in State 48. They're taking every precaution when it comes to safely ensuring players are protected without disturbing the integrity of the game.
There's no playbook for what we're experiencing right now in the golf industry. The beauty of golf is that it is ever evolving, and we're adapting and rolling with these times. We don't want to be behind on anything, but at least golf, we're getting a chance to experience the change as we remain open.
I'll be honest, besides riding solo, at first glance everything looks and feels about the same, but there's definitely some signs of the times out here. Reducing touch points is a big one. On the golf carts, Quintero has removed all the complimentary towels, ball washers, and sand and seed bottles. Plus, every cart is completely sanitized between uses. On the golf course, they removed all the rakes, and flag sticks stay in the cup with no need to touch. Another cool thing they've done is inverted their cups. Did you know if you turn a cup upside down, the flag still fits in it? And when it's inverted, the ball still drops, but not all the way down, so you're just touching your golf ball. That's it. Genius. We also cruised up to Sedona and got a round in at Sedona Golf Resort. They're taking all the same precautions and following CDC guidelines. One thing that caught our eye is how they limited touch points at the cup. They're using pieces of pool noodles to keep your game afloat. Another really cool thing SGR's doing is they've made a makeshift grocery store to help out their local community. They call it the Sedona Grocery Resort.
We've done a ton of groceries that we're delivering to our locals that just don't feel safe going to the grocery store or can't find toilet paper, paper towels. Just trying to help our locals find what they need.
Heyman mentioned something else that stood out to us.
We have 95 acres here.
And with roughly 50 players a day right now, that's like 2 acres per player. How do you social distance more than that? Something to think about. Even the tourist hotspot this time of year, Scottsdale, is stealing the show with solutions to steer clear of COVID-19. The Weston Kierland calls it the quintet of fun. They've got golf-outfitted Segways, golf bikes, golf boards, turf riders, and even Elway, a freaking golf four-wheeler. Kierland has been known for their single-rider rigs for years. Now, we're dubbing this course #1 for COVID carriages. This is social distancing at its finest, folks.
Shot.
It's not just Arizona, the golf mecca of the United States, that's tackling new corona procedures. It's happening all across the country.
It's the golf ball easy lift. Our golfers love it.
Terry Harnage, GM at Cobblestone Golf Course in Georgia, shows us the coolest no-touch cup idea yet.
We're perusing the internet. All of a sudden we see you guys with one of the most ingenious looking no-touch devices we've ever seen. I know you guys didn't invent this device, but you're the first ones to implement it, and it is taking off like gangbusters, isn't it?
It really has. It's kind of funny the way it came together. Our golf course superintendent, Ashley Bird, came to me and he's like, boss, I have a guy I used to work with that has invented this thing, and I know I probably should have asked you, but I didn't. I went ahead and bought a full set for our golf course. It's a great way for us to kind of help keep our golfers and our associates safe. I didn't realize this, but we actually have the very first set there is on a golf course.
2 days ago, you posted an 8-second video. 2 days after that, you're on national television. Pretty cool.
It's been a great thing for our golfers, and really a great thing for the industry, the way it's taken off.
So you can see, courses have strategically implemented safety measures for all of us. And honestly, getting out to play golf is a personal choice, and everyone should choose what they feel is best for them. I'll be up front though. We all know everyone's real priority at a time like this.
You're about to see something that we haven't been able to see in a long time.
2 for each household.
We're buying toilet paper.
Thanks, Sedona Grocery Resort. Breaking Par continues right after the break. Given the current climate of our country, golf courses are looking for ways to give back, especially to local nonprofits. That said, we know the biggest heroes right now are the ones wearing scrubs. They're the real MVPs. But everyone's trying to do their part, and we couldn't ignore the efforts we caught wind of in the golf industry.
We launched the Summer Troon card a little early this year.
Immediately after the effects of COVID-19 started to hit home, Troon Golf jumped into action.
So for every Summer Troon card that's purchased, we're donating $50 from that purchase to St. Mary's Food Bank. So far, through 3 weeks, we've donated more than $20,000.
That money provides meals for families all over the greater metro area in the Grand Canyon state.
We saw a real need in the valley during these times to help people get food.
Besides raising much needed cash for the food bank, many Troon courses have chipped in to become essential donation zones.
The idea of having the drop-off locations is just to make it easier for golfers and people around the valley to drop off food for people that need it during these challenging times.
Helping the hungry is a huge priority across the country right now, but there's multiple ways to mitigate the challenges most are facing. Because not every state is allowing courses to stay open, like California, some industry workers are helping aid the need for personal protective equipment. Enter Indian Wells Golf Resort, where staff members are assembling mask kits for medical professionals.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. It came from the heart is where it came from. Our hospitals, our doctors, and our nurses are out there fighting battles for us. The least we could do is to assist in the process to help protect them.
Even though restrictions are in place for Cali courses, concerns about frontline workers are in line with Indian Wells' priorities. Playing up safety during this uncertain time is key.
Our team and our staff got together and wanted to make a difference. Close to 40,000 masks later, we're still producing them, and we still plan on doing this for as long as it takes.
The affectionately known Face Mask Factory is facing its own challenges, but is on board with observing the statewide guidelines while at the same time standing by those who sacrifice for our overall safety, even if they aren't real doctors.
Steven, has anybody told you you look like a doctor?
I feel like one with the mask and the gloves.
While helping the community and our first responders is the ultimate goal during this global pandemic, a great concern for golf clubs across the country is considering their economically impacted employees.
Tipped associates, in particular our servers, were really impacted.
Case in point, top shelf bosses like Southern Dunes Golf Club GM BRADY Wilson helping haggard staff by keeping wine and cash flowing.
We ran an aggressive wine sale here for the local community. I think people need some wine during these times at home, and we took $2 per bottle of those sales and are using that to support our staff and supplement their gratuity loss income to help them through this tough time.
Golf courses employ a ton more people than you might realize. And with restrictions specifically on food and bev operations, Wilson has made it his mission to mend as many financial hardships as possible.
It's been really successful. We've sold over 500 bottles of wine in 3 weeks. Just something we can do to try to ease the burden for everybody. We want to treat our associates the way we want to treat our family.
Each one of these stories encompasses the very elements of the game of golf: respect, reward, and reassurance that everything in the end will be okay, and we'll get through this together. And even though we're not keeping score amidst this pandemic, we are all in this round together, as a community, as a state, as a country. We will break through. Breaking Par continues right after the break.
Well, where do you want to go now?
Home. I'll fire up the jets.
Producing a golf show is a dream come true for us. But as you know, this COVID nightmare we're living in touches everyone, including PGA Tour pros and caddies.
All of a sudden, I get a text message from the tour at about 9:30 at night. Done.
March 12, 2020 will forever be a historic day in PGA Tour history. Tour pro Kevin Streelman will never forget that day, and nor will Ches Reeves' caddy, Justin York.
Justin, how did it happen? 1 second, you're on tour.
Yeah.
Next second, stay home.
Yeah, so we're at the Players. We're in the first round, caddying for Ches.
I was the last group, the Players Championship, Thursday afternoon. We get to 18T and it's pretty much dark out.
One of the guys looks at his phone and sees we're gonna play tomorrow to the rest of the week with no fans, and the next couple tournaments we're like, wow, that's gonna be different. No fans.
Went home, had a quick bite, and all of a sudden,
tournament canceled. Next 4 weeks are canceled. Masters is gonna be on standby. So we're like, wow, it just got real fast. It's like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
Head home. We raced to the airport the next morning. We packed like midnight. Like, it was a crazy 12-hour stretch, and been home since, like as most people have.
I'm home for at least a month, and I'm sitting on my butt making no money. It was a pretty good gut check.
You know what they say when life gives you lemons? Well, just like the rest of us, these guys are making the best of it.
Like for the last couple weeks, what has Ches been doing?
He's just been, kind of doing what he does on off weeks. Hitting balls, playing a lot with the boys up at Whisper Rock, Silverleaf. They get a lot of good games up there, a lot of touring pros, so keeping themselves busy doing that. I'm sure he's been, hitting the gym and stuff. He likes to kind of stay active with that.
Yeah.
But other guys I've talked to, everybody's just kind of, weighing the storm, just ready to get back going. Hopefully they're staying sharp.
We're fortunate out here in Arizona that golf has been open, so I've been able to play a little bit, practice a little bit, get out of the house and give Courtney a break. But I'm usually gone a lot during this stretch, so it's nice to be home. My daughter's in kindergarten, so get my additions and subtractions in with her, and she's riding a bike now and tying her shoelaces and all the good daddy stuff.
While the silver lining of a surprise off-season has some pros striping balls at their home courses, some tour pros might be brewing a COVID hangover because of where they live.
In Arizona, we stayed open, but if you're in some other states like California, Texas, Florida, some of these places might not be open. So these guys, for them to stay sharp, it would probably be a little bit more difficult. So we're at a little bit of an advantage.
Okay, take your time, make this one.
All right,
take your time.
Line it up. It's gonna be just barely outside left.
Okay.
I got the read, I think, down. Getting it there is the other issue. Yeah,
Ooh.
Low. Good thing Ches makes those putts.
Right?
Because we'd be starving if I had to make them.
What do you think life on tour is going to be like post-COVID-19?
For us, we're in a unique situation where, other than the handshake on the first tee and then the conclusion of a round, you're not near them. You can be as far away from them as you need to be. The caddy-player relationship, now these guys obviously better make sure that they're on the up and up, because we're always a foot away from each other.
Right.
Pretty much, other than when he's swinging.
We're hoping June 8th to get started at Colonial, then out to Hilton Head, then out to Hartford, and then Detroit, and do those 4 without fans. I actually got an email just a few hours ago saying what things might look like, whether we're all staying in the same hotel, whether, who knows? There's still a lot of things they got to iron out and make sure it's safe.
There it is.
There it is. We'll finish on that note. Fake Nucks, Fake Nucks. When tour opens up, good luck to you and Ches.
Thanks, man. Appreciate having me, dude.
Yeah, man.
I think I made 2 putts in the entire time we were putting, and I was trying every one of them.
From the guys who carry the pros on the course to the guys that carry them off the course, Spencer TATUM is an exercise physiologist who works with tour pros like Wyndham Clark, Kevin Chappell, and John Rahm, to name a few.
Why is getting outside actually really good for us, and let alone maybe even playing some golf?
I think it's one of the best things we could be doing right now. There's so many benefits. I mean, the first thing we're talking about is just the amazing natural resource of vitamin D.
Awesome.
Vitamin D boosts our immune system and helps us fight off respiratory viruses. The second thing it does, it releases the hormone called serotonin. Serotonin is what calms us down and makes us happy and boosts our mood. So getting outside is the absolute best thing we can do, and playing golf and doing low-level physical activity is one of the best ways to improve our health and wellness.
The takeaway is to take care of yourself, and getting out on the course might be a good way to do that. Golf has been providing a platform for social distancing since the day it was invented. Add in all the new safety measures, plus the community support our courses are upholding, the game will only be stronger when this is all over.
It doesn't matter where this came from. What are we going to do now to move forward? What positive things are going to come out of this?
We kind of see ourselves as a team, right? Just like any other athletic team. When you go through the trenches and you lose a bunch of games, or you're just getting beat to hell, and that's kind of what we're going through right now. This is rough times, but when things do get better, I think we'll just be stronger because of it.
There's a lot of smart people that are putting their heads together and trying to figure out how this is going to look, be as safe as possible to go forward and to put out a great product for our fans and our sponsors and ourselves as possible in a competitive playing field.
I want America to get back on track, and I'm going to tell you, golf is the one sport that is going to lead us back, because we're winners. Thank you, God bless you, and thanks for having me on today, Ryan, because breaking par is a tremendous show.
I'm a lot more stressed out to go to a grocery store than I am to go play golf.
I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan, this disease is a genius, and I'm going to tell you, we're smarter, and we're going to beat it, and that is where golf is going to lead us.
Well, thanks for your time, Mr. President. We'll talk again soon. Guys, if the president can find some time to talk to us right now, then you guys can find some time to fix your golf clubs. Here's an at-home tip from our friends at Cool Clubs.
Hey guys, are you tired of sitting on your ass watching TV? I'm going to show you how to regrip your clubs from home. Alright guys, you might be surprised at how easy it is to regrip your clubs from home. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a hook blade, 2-inch double-sided tape, solvent, preferably water-based torch, straight razor towel, and a trash can. So the first step is you want to remove the old grip. For the removal, we're going to use the hook blade. You can get a hook blade at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace, any local hardware store. You're going to hold the knife in this fashion, and everything is always going to be moving away from you. You're going to want to actually lift up on the end of the grip and pull to make a little bit of a slice right there so that you can peel this grip back a little so you're not going to damage the shaft and it's going to show. You can then go in, everything is moving away from you. Boom, it should come off nice and easy. Pull that off, discard the old grip. So now here's the tape. If you don't have a torch, it's going to be a lot more tedious to get the tape off. I'm going to show you both ways. So the first way is going to be if you don't have a torch. So I'm going to take another utility knife, take your blade, and you're going to cut the tape. It's like peeling a potato. Remove all the excess tape, and that's how you would do that if you don't have a torch. If you have a torch, we're going to use the torch and we're going to rotate a shaft as I'm moving the torch so you don't burn the tape, because it's going to tend to stick to the shaft a little bit more. I'm just using the torch to warm the tape so I can then peel it off. If you burn it too much, it's going to stick to the shaft. It's going to actually be harder to get off. You're going to take one end, peel up. So now you have this excess. You can actually take the tape that you just removed, and it's going to pull off any kind of excess you have there. Just get as much as you can off. So from here, you're going to take your 10-inch strip of double-sided 2-inch tape, and I want just a little bit of overhang towards the top of the grip. Take your thumb, go right down the middle, rotate it as you're doing it. Boom. You can take this other side, and you could actually just roll it on top. And you want to make sure that seam is nice and flush going right down the back of that shaft. Smooth it out. Perfect. So once you get to this little excess overhang, you can just pinch, rotate, shove it down in the shaft, and you're ready to go. All right, so now is the installation process. So we're going to put that down. We're actually only going to spray it in the grip. The holes at the butt end of the grip, we're going to plug that, flip it up. We're going to give 2, 3, about 4 good healthy squirts. We're going to take this, we're going to rotate it, make sure nothing spills out, just so it coats the inside. And now we're gonna plug the opening, and don't tip this over yet until we have our clip. We're gonna hold it over the trash can. We're gonna slowly let that solvent go in the trash can. So now we're nice and coated. When we go to put the grip on, you just step on the head, take this grip, give it a little pinch, work it on, press down. We're gonna grab our towel, we're gonna wipe off the ends, gonna wipe off the butt end, and then what you're gonna wanna do is tap this down to make sure that the grip is completely on and that butt cap is nice and seated. So now what you're gonna wanna do is get this on something pretty flat. It could be your trash can, a door jamb or something. We're gonna butt that leading edge up against it. And what I wanna see is the graphics on the grip going right down the center of the shaft with a square club face. I can see that I actually put this on a little bit where the logos are to the right. So what I can do is I can take this grip and I can adjust from here, or you can take it, hold the head, rotate it a little this way. You can step on the head to actually rotate that grip into the proper position. So now that looks pretty good to me. Graphics going kind of down the center of the shaft, square face, you're ready to go. Well, there you go, guys. Gripping your clubs at home is simpler than you may have thought. Now let's put on some social media spotlight. Bang, it's my favorite.
Let's check out some content from our fans. It's the Social Media Spotlight.
Think one of your videos should be on the social media spotlight? Just hit us up at Breaking Part TV on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, and you may see yourself on the next episode of Breaking Part.